All right, let's take a second and talk about the grips between the Generation 4 Glock and the Generation 3 Glock. And up here is a Generation 4, there's a Glock 17, Gen 4, and then a Gen 3 Glock 22. I'm using a Gen 3 Glock 22 because at the moment I don't have a Gen 3 17, and the 22 is the same size, same dimensions as a 17, so there's really no difference. Now, I think one of the big improvements that Glock got right was the grip redesign for the Generation 4s. It's a little bit smaller as it comes from the factory, which I think is great. I really like it. And if you have bigger hands, you can take this pin out right here and you can add inserts, backstrap inserts for the bigger hands. So that is an option that wasn't standard in regards to the Generation 3s. Another thing I like about the Gen 4s over the Gen 3s is this texture from the factory. I think it's awesome. They did a really good job improving the standard texture. This is grip tape right here, or those grip panels that you can get online to improve the texture on the Glock. The standard molding on these grips really did nothing for grip control. They're pretty much useless, and I viewed it as just something for looks alone. The front and back strap right here were improved, had the same type of design on here, as you can see right there, and I think that's a little bit of an improvement. Feels a little bit better in my hands versus this. So all in all, I think they did really good. Some people will argue back and forth whether Glock really did anything with the Gen 4s, whether it was any worthwhile upgrades, but I think this was one of them. And I think it's a good move for Glock to make that grip a little bit more comfortable, especially for the people with smaller hands out there. It still has that nice aggressive angle, but it's not as bad as the Gen 3s. And even with that angle that everybody likes to complain about, it's a lot more ergonomic on the Gen 4s and a lot easier to settle into for those new shooters. So thanks a lot for watching. Again, this is just my little humble opinion on the grip differences, so take it as you will.